Hello, hello. Is everybody there? I'm so sorry that I'm late. All right, I have confirmation Spark can hear me. So what is going on, everybody? Today is a big day. We have a special guest. Before we get started, though, just to kind of uh, set the stage. About 7 months ago, I started getting into the Balisong thing. Started watching a bunch of YouTubers. The main ones that I was watching were Will and Brandon, Artsy, and Camaro EE. Interestingly and weirdly enough, 7 months later, here I am doing a collaboration stream with Ethan over at Camaro EE. He has sent me a package. We are doing a collaboration stream to unbox said package. He's going to walk me through it. So I am going to bring Ethan over onto the stream, and we can go ahead and get everything started. Welcome, Ethan.
Hello, hello everyone. I don't know if they can hear me or not yet.
They should be able to.
There I am. Hello everyone. How we all doing today, chat? We doing good?
It is a good day. It is a stressful day. We are starting what
Yeah.
almost 30 minutes late. Ethan sitting over on his side wondering what the heck is Bali Unc doing, while I am freaking
I
over.
was very confused.
Yeah, I'm freaking over or freaking out over on my side of things, wondering why my computer will not restart, and when it does, it's starting me into a black screen. It took quite some time. So let's see what's going on in the chat. We have missed quite a bit while everybody was waiting. Let's see. We got Silish, Sticky, Youngblood, Tony, Spark, Benjamin, Jax, Cruz. Let's see, who else do we have? Telestro, Kyler, AMA, Glacier, and Mystic. I think, and Ego. I think that covers just about everybody. And we have, I'll say Anna. Um, all right. Ethan, how are we doing today?
Doing pretty well. How are you doing, Scott?
I,
After
it has been a
your
day.
little bit of a stressful thing there.
What's going on,
Um,
Two-Bit?
I
Welcome. Go ahead,
I
I'm
am
sorry.
seeing in chat someone is saying that your audio is cooked. If it's anything like I'm hearing on my side, it sounds like your PC might be capturing your headset instead of your normal mic, unless that's intentional.
It is not. Let me try swapping something real quick. Is that any better? Test, test,
Um,
test.
we'll ha we'll have to ask chat because I
Yep.
think you'd have to separately change the Discord call.
Oh, am I being heard through the Discord? Oh, Spark says so much
Uh,
better. And
nope,
Cruz
nope.
says way better.
You're all good.
Okay, good. All right. All right.
I don't need to be able to hear you in 1080p, but I figured chat would want. No,
Gotcha.
chat, my camera is not on manual focus. It's a Discord screen. It's a Discord screen call. It's what we got to deal with.
Right, right. Yep. All right. Let's see. Ethan is still much quieter than Unc. I can turn Ethan up a little bit. There, we should be a little bit better there. All right. Um, you want to get into it?
Do
You
we?
you
I'm
you you
I'm
sent me
ready
a
whenever. Hey,
package.
this is your show.
Uh,
Don't let me come in and
so this is the thing. See, you were gonna send me something, and this is the box of a typical Balisong, and this is the package that you sent. So
yes.
obviously, there's much more in it than I was originally anticipating. So when I jump into
And
this, how should I
and
do
more
it?
than I
Should
was
I
expecting
lay
too.
out all of the content? Should I pull them out one at a time? You kind of talk me through what I'm doing here, Ethan.
So let's lay the groundwork for
Yeah,
chat, for
please.
you, for everyone. You have come onto the scene and you've done some pretty cool stuff. I've quite enjoyed. You've given me hours of entertainment through your live streams, through the clips that you did. and all of that. And I've really appreciated how you've built a more positive community around the balisong hobby, which I think needs to be done quite a lot more. So, as a thank you
Well,
for
thank
both
you.
the entertainment that you have given me personally and the beautiful people over here in chat, I decided to up the size of my package a little bit. And what I'm going to have you do is just open it and see what it is.
Okay.
You're not going to get anything spoiled.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take you through each individual. I'm going to hopefully remember where I put everything and just have you take them out one by one, and we're going
Okay.
to give you a little bit of a tour.
All right. All right.
That's the
Deal.
goal today.
Deal. All right. Let's uh let's get it opened. And then you said pull everything out. There's no spoilers.
There shouldn't be any spoilers unless it somehow came unzipped. You're just going to pull out a little bit of a bag there.
Okay. All right.
This is a very Christmas morning
Oh,
Balisong
yes. Yes,
stream
it is.
style thing.
Yep. There is a so this is what I have pulled out. There's this. Okay.
Wonderful.
All right. Squid Industries.
This is my personal Squid Industries little. It's like a case. There's
Okay.
a bunch of little slots that you can throw Balisongs in.
All
So
right.
what I'm gonna have you do is we're just gonna let's just jump straight into the first one that I sent. So
Yeah.
have the Squid Industries labeling facing towards you.
Yep.
Open it up,
Okay.
facing towards you.
Yep.
Open it up, and then grab the thing closest to you in the middle. There's gonna be 6 slots around the outside of that bag.
Closest to me in the middle is okay. And pull it out.
And then you can just go ahead.
Is it this? This
So this,
okay.
let me introduce you. As I said, I want to take you on a little bit of a tour through the Balisong hobby.
All right.
This is the Glider Arctic. Now,
Okay.
before we did this, you sent me a list of everything that you have, right?
Yep.
So you have things like the cheese, the Teflon Vulp, and you've kind of intentionally or unintentionally kept yourself to the modern beginner Balisong landscape.
Yep.
So I wanted to send you what the beginner landscape looked like when I started.
All
Because
right.
this was my first ever real non-plastic Balisong. This is the Glider Arctic.
All
It
right.
retailed for about $120 back in 2021, 2022, and it was widely loved for
Uh-huh.
its inclusion of bushings at that price point at a time when Squid didn't really do bushings in a lot of their things, period.
Mm-hmm.
And it was largely hated for its balance and short blade. So
Oh, okay.
going on to our first point for this package, you have a little bit of a peer into the past of what the beginners used to start with for, double the price of what they start with now.
Okay. I mean, it definitely feels different. It's I'm not hating the super rounded bottom of the handles.
That's another thing
it's
that
really
I personally.
yeah. Oops.
What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say it really I don't it's interesting the way that it wants to move around in my hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Arctic is notoriously handle biased, so you'll get a lot of people complaining on how handle biased it is, and part of that is those big steel round spacers at the end of the handles there.
Yeah.
But also the blade, if you look at it and you compare it to any other Balisong, is just hilariously short.
It is.
It is proportionally kind of a nightmare of a Balisong, but it was really well regarded for the premium feel that it gave you for the $120 price point, and again that inclusion of bushings, which back in the day for something that priced was not nearly as common as it is now.
Okay. Interesting. Man, this is like the only way that I can think to describe it is dense. It feels small,
Yes.
but it feels very, very very dense.
It's well made.
All right.
One of Ty's first, actually it was Ty's first Balisong review that he did was this, and he called it the best beater Balisong at that time, which is kind of something that hasn't aged very well because of the way that the aluminum is laid out and how kind of thin it is. If you dent it at just the right angle, it will completely lock up and bind on you.
Really?
Otherwise, it was pretty decent back in the day. A lot of people don't like it now, but
I mean,
we're
it's
talking 4
yeah.
years ago.
I'm digging it. I definitely can see the difference in blade size. As soon as I opened
Hmm.
it up, it definitely looks stubby, but it feels really nice, but really different. I don't know that I have anything that has handles that feel this rounded. Yeah,
Probably not. Maybe something like the Teflon Vulp, but even then, that's still fairly blocky.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Because the Teflon bulb, I mean, that's one of the things that I have really praised it is just how. I guess I haven't praised how blocky it is, but it definitely is blocky versus the rounded feel of the glider. This is awesome.
Right.
Okay. So
And
this was your
this is
this was your
something that
first real metal balisong, huh?
yep. So I got
Nice.
the Squiddy B was my first one.
Yep.
Um, and this was my second one I purchased about 3 months later. This isn't the exact one. My personal unit was green.
Mm-hmm.
I have three Glider Arctics now because Glider sent me a new green one when they discontinued it. I have my old, like, disgustingly destroyed green one, and then I have that one.
Okay. Very cool.
But
Very,
this
very
is the
cool.
Balisong that started me off. I mean, you started off this stream talking about how, you've been in the hobby for 7 months and you're already doing a collaboration. The Arctic actually represents my parallel to that because I started in the hobby, flipped for 3 or 4 months, and then I did a YouTube video. And maybe 4 months after that, Will reached out to me to ask me to do B-roll of my Glider Arctic to put into his review for the Glider Arctic. So that was my technical first collaboration
Really?
when I was in the hobby.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That is cool. Yeah, it is crazy how this whole thing has gone completely full circle. Going from me just sitting here kind of figuring out what all this is and primarily watching you because I mean honestly, I say that the majority of my Balisong content was Will and Brandon, was Artsy, and was you. But in all honesty,
Right.
I mean, you were the one who was pumping out more content more regularly than anybody else. So it was like your content more so than anybody else's. And yeah, now I'm sitting here doing a collaboration stream, unboxing it, having you walk me through these things to play with. It's just very small world, very cool.
Definitely.
All right, if you don't mind, let's take a break real quick and see what is going on
Sure.
in chat. Let's see. What's going on, Grim? Welcome to the show. Ghost Bailey says, let's see, Blade Bias. Oh yeah, the blurry that's all on me. Um, yeah, it looks like everybody seems to be just kind of in for the show. Not a whole lot of questions that I'm seeing. What's going on, Ghost Flipping? Welcome to the show. All right, yeah. So not much. I don't think in chat. We can keep on going. Um,
All right.
Excellent. Okay, you tell me. We moving on to something new, or you
That
still
is
got
up
more
to
with the
you.
glider?
I need to pull out a picture of the package that I sent you so I can remember the order. So there's in this tour that we're going to take, there's that's technically not everything in the package because once that's done, I have a few things that I want to get your opinion on.
Okay.
But let's move on to the next one, I
All right.
guess. So again, facing that Squid Industries logo towards you, I'm going to have you pick the one that is in the furthest top left.
Oh Lord. Okay. Furthest, so away from me,
So in the
top
there's
left.
some in the front, some in the back. In the back, all the way to the left.
Is it this one?
Yep, that is
Okay.
it.
Oh
So
my
this is the
lordy.
start. This is kind of my goal for this was to take you through some different price points that you haven't really experienced yet.
Yep.
And this is what I am representing. This is kind of the same price as that Glider Arctic that we talked about before, but this is modern.
Yep.
So this is what I chose as my modern $150-ish price point. And I chose this one specifically because I know you had said quite a lot that you're interested in trying it. So I figured
Yeah,
let's give them a chance.
I appreciate it. Barracuda V2, purple handles. This is the Bali that had I been able to go back and reassess my purchase of the Ghost Mako V5, I probably would have gotten this instead.
This would have been your bottle opener of
This would
choice.
have been my bottle opener of choice. Interestingly, I figured that this was going to be a lot heftier than it actually is.
It's light.
This is not as heavy in the hand as I thought it was.
No,
Wow.
Barfly stuff is notoriously heavy, but the Barracuda was kind of their attempt at creating a more normal or standard dimensioned balisong, which leads to it feeling very abnormal from the rest of their lineup.
Okay.
Maybe besides only something like the Superfly also kind of being in that same vein, but personally one of my favorite flipping things in that price range.
Yeah, this is definitely not what I expected. This is abnormally light for me. I don't know if it's,
Abnormally.
well, it feels very very airy when I'm like throwing it around. It just feels, it feels a lot lighter than everything in my brain tells me it should. It looks heftier than it
Interesting.
is, and when I yeah, I don't know. It definitely does not. It's abnormal for me. I don't know any other way to put it. It feels
And
so much lighter than I expected.
the only reason I say interesting is because it comes in at 3.9 ounces,
Hmm.
which, as far as I know, is very similar to a lot of the other stuff that you have there.
Okay.
I think the Teflon Vulp is right around that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was not expecting for this to be as light as it is, but I'm digging it. Ooh,
yeah, the Teflon Vulp weighs in at 3.92 ounces, so you're pretty much right on target there.
really?
Although you're kind of learning a little bit about, I guess, weight distribution, kind of, because the
Yeah.
Barracuda, if I'm remembering them correctly, has slightly bigger handles, so you get a little bit less of that dense feeling like you get from the uh, Teflon Vault.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's got a lot more. It's got all the cutouts and stuff, so it has less material in it. But
Right.
okay, very cool. Let's see. What do we have anything going on in chat? The cheese is the same way as the Barracuda V2. It's with the weights in. Okay.
I mean, you can now judge that for yourself. That has weights in. If you really
Okay.
want to, you could take a screwdriver and take out those bottom screws, but that would only make it lighter. I don't know if that's something that you wanted.
Nope.
But
No.
now you can literally just directly compare it to the cheese.
I can. Ugh.
Get that opinion for yourself.
See, and for me, it feels like the cheese is heavier. But I don't know
I
how
think
much
the
of that is
cheese
just.
is heavier.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Man, take me back to the days when I just had all the Balisong weights in my head
Right.
immediately like that. The cheese is nope. The cheese is 3.98 ounces, so you're running a little tiny bit heavier on the cheese, but
Okay.
not super noticeably heavier.
Nice. Ugh. All right. I'm digging it. Definitely not what I was expecting though. I need to try Gill after, see if I
Gil's gonna be your comparison point.
Gill definitely is, because was very much my, I wish I would have gotten this instead. But
Could you very quickly could you turn me up a tiny bit more?
I think I have you turned up as much as, oh, you know what? I can turn you up over here too.
You can turn me up in Discord, yeah.
Yeah. How
I
about
don't
that?
know. I just saw one of the older messages. Ty said I was a bit quiet. Chad, is
Yep.
that better? Are we balanced a little bit better? Let us know.
Yep, that's way better, says Spark.
Spark says it's
Excellent.
better. All
Okay.
right.
Sorry about that, everybody. All right.
Go
So,
easy on Unc. This is his first time doing something like this.
right, right. I keep in mind I am an Unc, so haven't seen a stream in a bit. All right. So, all right. Uh, and you said we're walking me through kind of a timeline of sorts. So we have gone through the glider. We've moved over to the BB Barfly.
So the more of a like take you through a tour of price points. The
Okay.
glider
Yep.
was just something that I threw in there so you could get kind of a time capsule back to see what like beginner stuff used to feel like. So you can kind of get an idea of how much it's evolved. Now we're getting into the different price points of stuff that I'm sending your way.
Okay. All right. What do we got next?
Next up, you're gonna go same orientation. You're just gonna go back middle in that bag. So right next to what you just pulled out, right in the
Okay.
middle. And this, I think you'll know why I sent this to you
Ah,
pretty immediately, is my
yes.
pick for the $200 price point. Something that you have long talked about wanting to try,
Yes.
and I figured I would be the first one to let you at that. So here we have the Kraken Trainer V3 specifically with the zippy inserts. You were free to take that out and try it
Okay.
without it so that you get the full stock experience if you want.
All
The only
right.
thing that I will note about this one is because it has that handle swap,
Yep.
the tolerances are a little off. So this one isn't going to feel as 100% solid as like a normal Kraken would, but it's like 90% there. It'll be fine.
All right. Got it. All right. Let's see. Is this going to be a magical experience, or is it just going to be a? It's like a ballad
That's
song.
what that's what I'm super interested to see with this stuff because giving beginners
Yeah.
like ballad songs like this, they don't always react how you expect they will because everyone's like, "Oh, the Kraken's amazing," but sometimes people just don't like it. They're not super used to it.
Yeah. It's. It took me 3 tries to get the to get a rollover not flying off my hand because I wasn't. This too. It feels like the handles have a density to them that it's kind of hard to place. I don't know.
You mean more or less than
More
the
like
others? Oh, okay.
it feels like there's weight in the handles that I'm not used to. Um, Not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. It just feels like I don't know, like higher quality, like more premium. But that might just be in my
Yeah.
head too.
No, that's how I've always described the Kraken. And
Yeah.
most of what Squid created, especially back in the day, like 2, 3 years ago,
Hmm.
um, they just have like a fit and finish to them that you don't really see on many other Balisong companies. Granted, that is changing with companies like Machine Wise coming into the current modern landscape, but especially compared over like a Chinese made Balisong like the Cheese or like the Volp or anything like that, it
Yep.
just feels better. But this is also going to be, I believe, one of the only Balisongs in your collection where there's no pivots or anything at the end of the handles. In fact, there's actually a cutout there. So
Hmm.
that changes a lot of the weight distribution and makes the Kraken handles feel like they are more evenly weighted rather than the weight being pushed to one side or the other.
Okay. Yeah. It there's there's so much to process
Yeah.
by way of the grip and the texture on the handles and just the general difference in feel. Um, yeah.
This is kind of that upper echelon of quality, I would say, in terms of Balisongs in general.
Okay.
$200 is kind of where you start to feel that more premium nature. And not to say that any of the cheaper ballast songs don't feel that premium, but there's just like another level when you get above that price point.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know what I was expecting, and I don't know how this compares to what I was expecting, but I can say definitively it's a ballad song and it flips. Um, from
Well,
there though, I think I'm gonna need some
that's
time
not very
to
good.
time to process.
No, and this package will definitely be like spend time with it. Take some time to flip off camera when you're not trying to entertain people, get your
Right.
thoughts together, compare it to other stuff. Like, I didn't send you this with the expectation that I'll have it back like next week.
Oh,
Take
right, right.
take a few weeks and get used to stuff
Yeah, for
and
sure.
get your opinions on it. And of course, you still have the other blades of the Kraken to try. So I didn't feel too bad taking away that experience from you that you're
Right.
looking to go into a blade show.
No,
Just
for
give you a
sure.
little taste of what's to come.
For sure. Um, yeah, so far I'm not gonna lie. So far, of the three, the Barracuda is probably the most immediately fun to flip.
Okay,
Interestingly,
I respect that.
I think it has more to do with the weight. I think it's the most uh, I don't know, naturally, like I'm connecting to the weight on this a whole lot more right out of the box. Whereas I think the Kraken
Okay.
is going to have a little bit more. I'm going to need a little bit more time to get used to feeling that flying around in my hand. But
I totally get it. And as
so
far
far,
as
so
like
good.
fun factor,
Yeah,
this is where you hear me talk about the how the Kraken isn't the most fun to flip. It's just kind of consistent.
yeah,
I would say the Barracuda is absolutely a quote unquote more fun flipper, but the Kraken brings a little bit more of that consistency, maybe in a bit of a boring way, but I think once you get used to it, you'll find that it just responds to what you want to do with it, and that is what ultimately makes it so loved.
gotcha. And I just was able to tell just how handle bias the glider is when I was just trying to fan it, and immediately the handles were like, "No, we don't like doing that." And I was like, "Oh, okay,
Yep.
okay, handle bias,
And
got it."
that's the blade being short. That's all the weight in those handles. It just combines. And actually, I should have confirmed this before I sent it out, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that Arctic,
Mm-hmm.
they made these like adjustable spacers.
Yep.
So the normal spacers are just like a donut of steel,
Okay.
but they made new spacers which are a little lighter, and then they made 8 different slots that you can put metal pins inside.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that that Arctic is what has my adjustable spacers in there. So that's actually a little less handle bias than you would get on a completely bone stock Arctic.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
Because this is very, very handle bias for sure.
right.
Different, enjoyable, but different, and that's what I'm noticing
Yeah,
is so far all of this stuff. It's like everything is different, but all of it is very enjoyable, but for very uniquely different reasons.
I think it's very easy to forget that ballad songs have a ton of expression. Even because you can very easily just be, oh, it's just two handles, it's a blade. You can't really, excuse me, you can't really make them different.
Yeah,
But there is so much expression to be had in so many different ballad songs, and that's really the reason you see people walk up to Blade Show with 30 or 40 ballad songs in their collection.
yeah. I no, I definitely can understand that. And it's definitely not something that I realized when I first got into the hobby. But then again, when I first got in the
Right.
hobby, it was like, okay, I will 3D print this thing and flip it around my hands, and then let's find one that's pre-made. And I mean, the difference in weight distribution of a solid handle like that versus a very hollowed out handle like that, it's just there are so many different ways that it can go. It's yeah, very
Right.
interesting. All
Uh,
right.
Grim, I don't think if you don't mind me answering stuff from
No,
chat,
absolutely not.
I don't think it's the weight of the Arctic blade that's the problem, more than it's the fact that the weight is just so close to the pivots because the blade is so short. Like Scott, if you just open up the Arctic and hold it next to something like the Kraken, just show the audience how short that blade really
Oh
is.
yeah.
Like
Mm,
you've got a solid half an inch, quarter of an inch there that, or yeah,
yep.
that, you know, And I think
Very,
even the
very
Arctic was
stubby.
a little higher up. But if you want the Arctic to fan better, I think the blade being longer is far more important than putting extra weight where the blade currently is. But that's just my take on it.
Hmm. All right. All right, Ethan, what do we got next?
Next up will be our final stop on the price ladder.
Okay.
We're going in the back and all the way to the right. So the final one in that back section. The $400
Ooh. Ooh.
$400 price point. We jumped up a little bit. We
Yep.
did skip the 300s, but that's okay. This is the Bandage Knives Stitch.
All right.
My personal ballad song of 2025. This is a Zippy collaboration product. Also, your probably first interaction with a titanium ballad song.
This is my first interaction with a titanium balisong.
That's kind of the primary reason that I chose it.
All right. I like it, feels nice. This one doesn't, interestingly, because I figured it would, being titanium, it doesn't feel nearly as dense as I expected it to be.
Right. And that mostly comes down to the fact that it is sandwich, so you just have very thin
Oh yeah.
slabs of titanium there.
Okay.
And you'll notice that the handles are also, if you just compare the thickness, they're very slim compared to
Mm-hmm.
some of the other balisongs that you have on the table there.
Yep.
And that just comes with using titanium. Titanium is denser than aluminum, so if you made those titanium handles the same size and have the same materials in aluminum balisong, it would be way too handle biased and it would be all out of balance. So they find ways to basically skeletonize it or hollow it out. If you
Okay.
look on the inside on the channel, like on the top and bottoms, you'll kind of see some pockets that they might have milled out
Oh yeah.
or little holes.
Yep.
Yeah, and a lot of titanium balisongs will do that to kind of reduce weight. That's something that the Seraph does,
Okay.
because the Seraph doesn't have any holes in it, so you would think it's just a solid block, but they mill out a ton of different pockets on the inside to get that weight out of there.
Wow. That this is yeah, I definitely expected a titanium balisong to be a lot heftier, denser, meatier than this, and this is very man, I can't even think of the words to describe it. It's just very light, very slim feeling.
Yeah, and of course that will change depending on the titanium balisong that you use. You pick up an Alpha Beast, which is just a slab of titanium,
Right.
especially the channel one, and you will get that hefty, like dent the concrete level titanium experience. But a lot of balisongs, titanium balisongs that you see come out nowadays are
Mm-hmm.
very more geared towards what the Stitch is doing rather than what the Alpha Beast is doing.
Okay. Yeah, very, very different than what I expected. I expected that when you got into the titanium um, range, you were going to be looking at very, very hefty
Right.
balisongs. So that's very interesting how this is so much lighter than the aluminum and stainless steel ones. Not expected that. Not expected at all. Very cool.
And I think, again, this is something I also should have checked
Yeah.
before I sent it out, but that is the least handle bias that you will feel the Stitch. I think that's without all the extra weights removed.
Okay.
So Zippy does his typical tungsten ball system on the inside there, so you can take things out and put things in as you wish. And I think that has all of them removed.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and watch my old video that I did on it to see where the weight balance ended up.
Okay.
But
But this
those,
is
I know
probably
you
more
like
on the
glow in the
neutral
dark
side.
stuff.
Oh, are these
Yes.
glow in the dark?
Yeah, slight handle bias, neutral, somewhere in that area. But
Okay.
yes, all of the silvery plastic you're seeing there is glow in the dark. So if you want to, if you at some point when you have the package, get out a flashlight and just charge it up and flip a balisong in a dark room with glow in the dark inserts. It is one of my favorite flipping experiences.
Excellent. I will definitely do that. I have the need to do a little bit of glow in the dark fun, so I will toss this into the mix when I do it. So right now I have
Absolutely.
the Kite AL and the Rep that are all glow in the dark ready. I can get the Refault spacers and this now too. So excellent.
Flipping glow in the dark stuff,
Hmm.
and I mean even stuff that's like the full handles, but when you have a balisong that just has glow in the dark stuff at the ends of the handles,
Yeah.
sometimes if you're lucky enough at the tip of the blade, it creates this really cool effect in the dark where you can only see the outside edges of the balisong as it's flipping,
Oh, really?
and it just looks it's one of my favorite things because
Okay.
you're in darkness and then you've only got that glowing at the end of the handles, and
Right.
it looks so cool.
Very
And it's
cool.
something that cameras can never capture. So if you've seen videos online of someone flipping a glow in the dark balisong, I guarantee you have not experienced it to the level that you can if you just do it yourself.
Okay. All right. Well, and three was telling me that because I had mentioned on my last stream that I've never been able to do that before, and three had mentioned that just simply practicing flipping with your eyes closed is probably a good way to introduce yourself to it. So
Yeah,
I'll definitely be giving it a try. That's for sure.
absolutely. So that concludes our tour of price ranges.
All right.
You now have a little bit of a taste of each of the different major price ranges that you can get.
Yep.
Obviously, not all of them. I didn't go all the way up to like the Seraph or anything like that,
Right.
mostly because I didn't want the Seraph to get lost in the mail. But I got to keep you excited for stuff to show you at Blade Show. Can't
Absolutely.
just
Absolutely.
send everything out right now. But I think the Stitch is an excellent indication of some of those more premium price points that you can get a little
Okay.
taste of there.
Well, and it gives me another balance point to play around with and familiarize myself with. So
Yes. And that one is, I should have mentioned this before you even started flipping it. It looks like a live blade. It is completely dull. If you
yeah, that was
get
the
cut
first
by
thing I
that
checked.
thing,
Yep.
yeah, if you get cut by that thing, it's going to be only the tip. But even then, I think it would be kind of difficult.
Yep. Okay. Very cool. I'm digging it. I'm definitely digging how this thing fans though.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that kukri blade coming into action.
Yeah. All right.
Kukri style. I'm sure kukri purists won't actually call that a kukri blade, but you can't get a real kukri blade on a balisong because then it would just hit the channels.
So okay, I gotta what technically then is a real kukri blade? Because
Real kukri blade is it's just a more defined swoop, basically. If you look
oh,
up
I see it.
like a kukri knife,
Yeah, it's like a machete
you
with
get
a
something.
almost a 45-degree angle on it.
Yeah, the blade almost goes out further than the handles do. On like
Yep.
a typical big knife, it's like a straight line, but the handles almost curve down over where your fingers would be holding it. But
Okay.
you can't get that in a balisong because then the blade would just hit the inside of the channels or stick on a sandwich like the Stitch. It would just go straight through and hit your hand as you closed it.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. So, I mean, Ethan, thus far, what would if you had to guess when you were sending this package out to me, where did you feel if you had to guess, where would you have guessed my preferences of these four were to have lied?
So, gosh, that's an interesting question. I think I was expecting you to like. This is gonna sound crazy. I think I was expecting you to like the Stitch the least
Okay.
because
Really?
beginners typically do like when you're a year or younger flipping, generally you're preferring handle bias. Things
Mm-hmm.
that are a bit more blade biased, a bit more neutral, they feel weird. They don't really like how it doesn't stick to your fingers in a rollover and things like that because most of the intro beginner balisongs are handle bias. You don't get really a ton of blade biased or super neutral balisongs in that range.
Okay.
So I expected it wouldn't be your favorite. Honestly, I was kind of expecting you to like the Kraken the most, probably then either the Arctic or the Barracuda, and then the Stitch.
Okay. Um,
But I think that's only because you've talked about how much you wanted to try a Kraken,
yeah.
so that might be the only reason that I was thinking that way.
So interestingly, yeah, I mean, honestly, it's really hard for me to say anything other than my favorite. And thus far, my favorite is definitely the Stitch, because it feels the
Okay.
smoothest in the hand, and it does everything that I want it to do. And it just, yeah, it feels very. I mean, it feels very premium, but that's not why. That's not why I like it. I like the way that it just what the momentum is doing, like when I'm throwing it around. Yeah, the stitch is definitely where it's at for me. But I definitely love the handle bias of the glider too. I just don't like the fact that the glider doesn't fan. But
Right.
yeah, Stitch is definitely is definitely my favorite of the four by way of how
All
it
right.
feels.
Backwards from what I was expecting.
Yeah, interesting.
So what I want you to do
Yep.
is I want this package to kind of help you develop your tastes and your preferences in ballad songs. So I'm going to ask you to do this now, and then I'm also going to ask you to do it at the end because we have a few more things that I want you to check out. But
Okay, sounds good.
just place them on the table in your current ranking,
Mm-hmm.
and then before you send the package back, do it again. And I want to see how it changes and where things go, if they stay in the same place, if they don't, if things move around entirely.
Yeah.
So, first impressions, and specifically at the end of the stream, I'm going to have you order them from favorite to least favorite. And then I want you to do it again right before you send the package back and just
Okay.
see how everything changes.
Okay. Okay. So I think right now, oh man, I'm probably gonna have to tweak this a little bit. Um, I know right now number one is the Stitch. What
Okay.
I'm trying to do is place number two, and I just honestly I don't know because right now I think it's between the Barracuda and the Kraken. Just simply because I mean I'm going to put the glider at number four just simply because of the lack of fanning. Um,
Okay.
Even though the feel in the hand feels really really good on the glider, I need for it to fan. Um,
I'm the same way.
yeah. Oh
I'm the
man.
same exact way.
Okay, so my first take with very little flipping experience on these, honestly, is Stitch, Barracuda, Kraken, and glider. The
Okay.
Kraken is number three
And
for
now,
me. Yeah, go ahead.
here's a fun thing.
All right.
Take your favorite knife from your collection that you currently have and just toss it in there where you would rank that.
Oh,
It'll probably be at the top because it's the one that you're most familiar with.
I
But
don't know that it would. Um, but then
and again,
again,
this is very first impressions. I'm not
yeah,
asking you to have like a fully formed opinion. I just want to know where your head lies
yeah.
immediately on trying some of this stuff.
Um, man, this thing is so smooth. So
Is that the Orion S you've got there
yeah,
representing your collection?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the S. And I'm gonna say right now my S is number one, though I have been playing around a whole lot more with the Orion 1.5 ever since I realized how sleeper this was in my collection, but I'm not there with it yet. Um,
Is that the live one?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
It's a great ballad song.
it is. I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's my Orion S, and I am going to put it in between the Stitch and the Barracuda.
Okay.
So yeah, my number one is my number two, and my number my new number one would be the Stitch, by way of
I'm very
feeling
interested.
the hand, just because it just, yeah, it feels so natural. Yeah, I'm digging it. Yeah,
Very interested to see how that switches. If
I
it
am too.
does, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see where my preferences lie after a week or two. We'll see. Cool.
All right, so that concludes our price range tour. There's still a few more things that I want to get your reactions on, but
Okay.
for right now, we should probably get the chat a little bit more involved and see how they're doing.
Yep, let's see. Um Man. So we have a lot of talking in the chat, and it's way more than I'm going to scroll through. How is chat doing? What's going on, Grim? What's going on, Sticky? Ghost Bally's, RZ?
And if anyone has any questions about anything, throw them in
Yeah,
the
for
chat. We'll
sure.
answer them best we can.
Chillin', excited to see your opinions on these. Chat is good. Interesting stream thus far. Everybody seems to be doing good.
That's
Awesome
good. I'm glad
stream,
you guys are
thank you.
enjoying it.
All right, it doesn't sound like we have
Yeah, this
very
has been a
many
really fun
questions and
collaboration.
stuff. I'm sorry?
It's been a really fun collaboration so far.
Now that
I'm
we
enjoying it.
actually got it started.
It's okay. Everyone has tech issues when they need their tech to work the most.
Right,
I've
exactly.
worked IT. I know that.
Yep. Did they
The more
go over
dire it
what I
is.
said? I wasn't here, my bad. Did they go over what I said? I wasn't here, my bad.
What did
I
you
don't
say?
know what you're saying, Youngblood. Oh, I'm missing it.
Yes, Ghost. There are more ballad songs. We'll get back into it in a second.
All right. Well, I don't think we're getting much from chat. The
That's
squid
okay.
industry's topic. I can repost if need. What is the squid industry's topic?
Oh, it's quite up there. It's almost further than you can scroll, but uh
While I
talking about an
understand
opinion
that
they saw on
design.
Instagram.
Okay. I am not up to date on it. Let's see. Hot take I've been thinking about lately and saw a story repost of it that I think would be interesting topic. Oh, okay. But I don't see what the topic is.
Should be like 3 or 4 messages below that. Well, I understand that designing a new knife is costly, time-consuming, and overall demanding. Keeping the competitive nature of Squid in mind, I'm beginning to feel like Squid is falling behind a lot recently.
Oh,
Compared to other bigger brands, the effort seems minimal.
gotcha.
This is a topic that the community has. We have this discussion, it feels like every other year at this point.
Gotcha. Unc, I need to know where you got your shirt. I got it for Christmas. I think it was purchased on Amazon. So, um,
You know, I only just recently realized there was a Bala song on that shirt.
yeah, it's a butterfly knife.
Like I've seen the butterfly for so long, I never even realized that the knife was at the bottom of it. It just looks so normal.
Yep. Yeah, Youngblood, I don't have much to toss in on that topic, just simply because I mean it's two handles and a blade. There's only so much that you can do from my perspective, but I'm completely regularly blown away by how much different makers and people do with two handles and a blade. I'm regularly impressed. So I don't see a lack of innovation. I'm regularly blown away by the innovation that I'm seeing, but that's
Yeah,
my
that
lack of hot take.
I think it's an interesting comparison point to say that Squid is not innovative,
Hmm.
because you can make the argument all you want that they're like not the greatest value or whatever, which currently I guess they aren't, but you're also comparing that to a bunch of Chinese made companies like Nabalis and LDY and things like that. So there's a whole other discussion to have there.
Yep.
But I think people forget that Squid led the charge on multiple multiple fronts that are now foundational to the balisong hobby that we have today. They popularized channel aluminum trainers. They popularized channel aluminum live blades. They popularized channel aluminum with G10 scales. They popularized all aluminum builds. They popularized no Zen pins. And they made it actually good. And they're over and over and over again that they've
Yeah.
they've proven to be the one company that innovates. So I think that's an interesting angle to take against Squid,
Gotcha.
to say that they're not innovating. But that's just my 2 cents.
I'll take it. It beats mine. Um, Squid is hard to go against, to be honest. I mean, I I have no complaints. Honestly, I don't. The closest I have to a complaint is my love-hate relationship with Gil, and that's all on Gil. That's not on me. So
Yeah, I don't blame you with the ghost stuff. I think Brandon also has a ghost Kraken trainer that he's like wanted to get rid of for the longest time.
yeah,
The ghost stuff was a very strange thing,
I,
but they're
I'm,
cool.
yeah, I like the look of it. It's just so slick in the hand. It always wants to fly out of my hand. So man, I am not expecting to be going back to this stitch as much as I am, but I cannot I can't leave it on the desk.
It's
I
fun, dude.
totally figured that the one I was going to be, if I had a Kraken to play with, that would be the one that I would not let go of, and I keep finding myself going to that stitch. That's a nice feeling balisong for sure.
Grim, the Mako's Cerakote, I believe, with the
Yes.
ghost stuff.
Yep. Very true.
All
All
right.
right. All right.
I say we
What?
jump back into the
Yep.
package.
Deal.
I got two more Balisongs for you.
Okay.
There's two more left in there. You can pick whichever one you want. You've got the bottom left and the bottom right. Whichever one you pull out, I'll explain why I sent it to you.
All right. We got a squid trainer.
There it is, the squid trainer. So I
Wow.
included this for three reasons. One, I believe have expressed interest in trying the squid trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I might be wrong on that.
Nope. You
Two,
are
you've
you are
asked me
correct.
for my You've asked me for one of
Whew.
my recommendations on a good blade biased balisong, and that
Mm-hmm.
was probably the best thing in my collection. I wouldn't say that the squid trainer is quote unquote good. As you're finding out, it wants to fly out of your hands.
Yeah.
It has a very interesting balance, but it kind of shows you, it pushes you a little bit towards why blade bias can be a little bit bad,
Okay.
because you'll find it wanting to fly away from you. That being said, I still think it's insanely fun, and it serves to give you a little idea of what squid is like. Not on the higher end with their Kraken, and not on the lower end with the Mako, so kind of right in the middle there.
Okay. I am completely blown away by the texture on the handles.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
a
really,
it's
really
it's an
grippy.
interesting balisong.
Yeah.
So
Um,
there's a bead blast there, which is already giving you a bunch of grip, and you can
yep.
feel that more on the sides that are flat.
Mm-hmm.
But then they have that classic squid trainer milling that they do on the front for just
Yeah.
a ton of grip.
It has a ton of grip for sure.
And you get that signature ring, of course, which
Oh,
apparently people in chat can hear. I can't,
oh,
but
I
that's
can,
okay.
and it sounds amazing.
You like the ring? Are you a
I
ring
oh,
guy?
I'm a sucker for the ring. Yeah. I'm a
So am
big
I.
fan. Big fan.
I'm a sucker for good rings. You'll that's part of the reason that zippy insert is in the Kraken.
Uh-huh.
If you ever want to, you can just take like a blunt, thin object and kind of just press that plastic insert out of the Kraken trainer blade.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a little difficult to get in, so maybe wait until you're done trying it with it in, and then just throw it in the bag when you send it back.
Okay.
Um, but you'll hear the ring on that, and that is what I would describe as a bad ring. That
On
is
the
a
Kraken?
headache-inducing ring, at least for me. Yeah, on the
Okay.
Kraken trainer.
Yeah, this is such a such a such a ring. I'm digging it. So this is closer to blade bias, huh?
It's the squid trainer is so weird. It's more of like a neutral kind of blade bias-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and that really manifests in it really depends on how you look at it. Because if you look at it from the perspective of like there is weight pushed towards the end of the handles and it kind of has a weight hotspot down there,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of feels like it's maybe a tiny bit handle bias, but then you start to do rollovers and chaplains with it and it just wants to fly away from you, which is more of like a blade bias or neutral style manifestation of balance. So I don't know, but it's
Yeah,
definitely
it
interesting.
definitely is. I'll give you that. Again, just from the weight of, I mean, it feels. I don't know. As I'm playing around with it, it feels like the weight is where the weight doesn't belong, and I don't know how to make that sound like it makes sense, but it does. Like
No, I get you.
as the handles move around, it's like there's way more weight fluctuating than I would expect. So,
And that's part of the reason you'll find a lot of people, including myself, say that the further back you go with the squid trainer,
hmm
the better it flips because all of the changes that they've made have kind of taken it's a very small amount, but just a tiny bit of weight away from where you want it and put it into places that you don't want it. For
okay,
example, they added bushings to it, which bushings are small and light, but ultimately that is adding weight into the pivots.
hmm
And then they also did jimping, which again, very small, but they are removing
right,
material from the ends of those handles. So the squid trainer's kind of moved around and it's been very slight, but if you go back and you try a V1, I think you will experience a much more handle biased, little bit more of a normal flipper than what you have here, which is the V4.
okay, interesting. Man, that sounds amazing though. I love that. And even after it's closed, it still continues to ring for like another half second.
Yeah,
And
it's
it sounds
all
wonderful.
that line in the blade. It just vibrates. It's
Yeah,
like a tuning fork.
nice, nice. Or,
Youngblood, I did not get a 10-year anniversary. I did not want to pay $200 for a squid trainer, but they looked cool. I haven't heard anything about them more though.
all right. And I think you said we got one left?
We got one left.
One left in here, huh? And that is
Yes, sir.
this is the Vulp Pro, right?
The Vulp Pro. Now I chose this because the thing had 6 slots and I didn't want to send you with an empty one. I had kind of already included most of what I wanted to include, but I
hmm
know how much you love the Teflon Vulp, so I wanted to give you a chance to try like the final evolution of what the Teflon Vulp became.
Okay. Nice. Um, yeah, I definitely feel the familiarity with the Vulp, but
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you right out the gate that of everything that you sent me, this is my least favorite.
Okay,
I can.
interesting.
I can. And I don't honestly, I like and it's probably the heft of the glider. I think. Well,
I'm interested to see how this develops. I can't wait to hear this.
I don't know.
I would describe it as this. The
Hmm.
Teflon Vulp is the Vulp with the issues seemingly fixed. It
Okay.
chaplains a little bit better. It carries a little bit differently in its momentum. Like it feels like it is fixed, even though it isn't. They only added a Teflon coating. They didn't make any design changes.
Hmm.
The Vulp Pro is like from the ground up remade to be a better Balisong that actually does fix all the Vulp's issues.
Okay.
So I mainly just wanted to send you this to see if you preferred it or the Teflon Vulp, because I know you've talked a lot about how much you love the Teflon Vulp.
I do.
And it seems
Um,
like chat is not happy with your opinion.
no? I'm not even grabbing the Teflon bulb. I am appalled, says Grim. Unsubscribing, ouch. Uh, yeah, honestly, so here's the thing, and I can tell you without question exactly why I like the Teflon Vault better than the Vault Pro. And it's the feel in the hand. Um,
Really?
yeah, it's the fact that when I'm throwing the Teflon Vault around, it feels very clacky. Um, and when I throw the Teflon Vault around, oops, it feels very ringy. Son of a gun.
Okay.
Um, and honestly, that's what it is for me. Like it, the Pro, yeah, it just feels very, it feels very like the clack when it's opening and closing is just very dull and dead and muted. Whereas with the Teflon Vulp, it has a ring to it. So it just honestly, I
Hmm.
don't think it's a feel in the hand thing. It's just more of a it
It's an acoustic
sounds
thing.
yeah, it very much is an acoustic thing. Very much, yes. Interesting.
I did like try and
Yeah.
maintain these as best as possible before I sent them to you, so they're all like tightened accordingly and they're lubed. So maybe as the lube kind of dries up,
Hmm.
it'll change a little bit, but you're right. The original Vulp design does have a little bit of a ring to it,
Yeah.
especially when it's dry, and the Vulp Pro kind of lost that.
No, I'm glad that I have tried it. I have no complaints about it. But yeah, I would say that of everything that you had sent, uh, this one is probably the one that yeah, I'm most meh about. If I
Interesting.
had to yeah, if I had to continue okay, so if I were to adjust my ranking of things,
I was just gonna ask.
hmm, the question is where does the squid trainer fall? Because it is so different.
See, I mean, I'm looking at this, and I fully agree with you. I think I would put the Vault Pro at above the glider, but below everything else that I sent you.
Yeah. Um, oh man, I love the ring of this squid trainer. Um, every single time I close it, I'm not even like it's not even part of a you know a special close. I'm just literally doing that, and then I still hear the ring. Um, yeah, I'm putting the squid trainer above the Kraken at the moment.
Above the
I
Kraken.
am.
Okay.
I really am. I mean, again, right now it's just because of that ring. I need
Right.
to spend more time with because the feel in the hand is. I don't know.
I fully expected the Squid Trainer, honestly, to be at the bottom of the list.
Really,
So I'm very surprised to see it as high as it is for you, honestly.
I don't mind it. It's more dense than I expected, but and you said that this is more neutral. The
Than
squid
the
trainer?
Kraken trainer? Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm I don't
See,
know.
chat, this is
Man,
why I like sending like all of this weird and cool stuff to people who are like newer to the hobby because it just gives you a different perspective that we as veteran flippers don't really have.
right?
Because everyone in chat is like, "Oh, that's crazy. You put the Kraken below the squid trainer," but hey,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna end up having to do a kind of a before and after. Like at the end of this
yeah,
stream, I am going to line up my preferences, including my the preference out of my collection and figuring out where it lies. And then after some time flipping this stuff, I'm gonna do the same, and I'll let everybody know where I sit with stuff. But man, it just so much stimuli right now in the Balisong world. How
so
exciting!
that's where it's at. You've got from from best to worst in your opinion. You've got the Stitch, your Orion S,
Yep,
Barracuda, Squid Trainer, Kraken, Glider, Arctic, Bolt Pro.
that's where I'm at. Yeah, honestly, it's
Yeah, cool.
that's quite the lineup.
Very different than what I was
But that's where I'm
expecting, but
at.
not
Yeah,
in a bad way at all. Everyone has their own opinions, and I am most interested because I mean, you have such a wide array now in front of you of
yeah,
prices and balance. It will let you truly try things back and forth and figure out what you prioritize in a ballast song. You know, what makes you like something over something else. Maybe you like something that's a little more of like a brick in the hand, or maybe you
hmm
like something that's a little bit lighter and more airy, handle bias, blade bias, all that stuff that will hopefully kind of set you down that path of understanding what makes a balisong good to you specifically.
yeah. Hmm. This is man. What the day? What the day? Um,
Well, Scott,
I'm
this day is
digging it.
about to get a lot worse because I lied to you when I
Uh
said that that was the last balisong.
but you said it's gonna get worse. Oh no.
Oh, it's going to get a lot worse.
Okay. What do you got?
I would like you to take that little bit of that little bag over there.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it just being in your house has now cursed you for the rest of time. But go ahead and unzip that front little pocket for me and see what's sitting in there for you to
Yeah.
experience.
Oh my goodness. Look at that,
Chat,
everybody. Look at
we
that.
will be introducing Scott to
Look at that.
the spider knife.
Oh.
It still says for Ethan on the blade. You can just ignore that. I just don't want to take it off. I like it too much.
All right. Let's see. Ooh, this is is this really the spider knife that you like flip? This isn't the same thing, is it?
That's it.
This is how
That's
do
the
you even
spider knife
like I've
that
seen you flip this. How do you even flip this?
That's the spider knife that Will and Brandon unboxed that has now become a classic meme. The one that they gave out at the bite handle rave, and the one that I now own.
Ugh.
Well, it's
Yeah,
not the exact
like
one they gave out at the
I've
rave,
seen
but
you flip this. Like how do you do that?
well, I'm just once you flip the
Oh.
spider knife for a little bit, its essence kind of gets absorbed into you, for better or for worse, and you learn how to flip it a little bit tiny better, but no one truly ever
Ooh.
flips it well.
No, this is
It is a
painful
curse.
both literally and figuratively.
It's it's pokey, isn't it?
It is. It
I
definitely
get a little
is.
whenever I flip it, I get a little sensation in my hands, like my hand is falling asleep, and you get all like those little pinpricks around just
Yep.
because of how sharp and weird the whole thing feels.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe that this is actually something that like I can actually flip. I mean, if you want to call it that. But oh my gosh. This is ridiculous. Um,
For all the good, I had to curse you with some bad. You tried
no,
some
no,
amazing ballad songs today, but
I
I had
appreciate
to I
it.
had to balance out the seesaw a little bit.
No, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. This is like the worst thing. So, well, I mean, that at least lets me put something on the far end on the other side of the Vault Pro. So the Vault Pro is
I
not
don't think
at the bottom of the list.
I, I don't think all the people defending the Vault Pro are going to be particularly
No,
happy to see it next to the spider knife on
no,
their list.
no, I don't think so.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Glacier, you're correct. If you flip the spider knife for a little bit and then you pick up like the Kraken or the Arctic or something, it's going to feel like silk to your hands. It's just
I I
smooth and
need I
nice.
need to I need to love this Kraken a lot more than I currently do. I mean, it feels so comfortable in the hand. It just, in comparison to, I don't know. I'm already doubting where I've settled on everything. But I think I'm gonna
Well,
have to
that
let
no, that's
everything.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good, but I want to see how it changes.
Yep.
I just want to see where you
I can
stand,
already
like
tell you
first
that.
impressions.
Yeah, I can already tell you it's going to change with regards to the Barracuda, because after picking the Barracuda up, after flipping the Kraken, I was like, oh, I liked the Kraken a lot more. So I can already tell you things are starting to move around a little bit in my list, but
I can't wait to see where they end up.
exciting times for sure. What's going on, Timmy
That's
Bubbles? Oh, go ahead.
there's so many points in the ballad song hobby where like you gain some piece of new information that completely recontextualizes everything that you've tried before that, and you have to go back and try everything again, and it shakes up some of your opinions. One of the biggest things for me was Ted sent me a ballad song called the Haze Attack Jigsaw,
Okay.
and it basically opened my eyes single-handedly, this ballad song, to the wonderful world of weight distribution,
Hmm.
and basically changed my opinion on like 70% of my knives went like up or down in their rankings because of that.
Really? Hmm. Man, I'm gonna have so much fun over the course of the next couple of weeks.
I hope so, dude. I hope this package ends up being a really fun thing for you to mess around with.
Oh, for sure. For sure. All right.
Yeah,
I
ego.
think the
The
Kraken
the Kraken trainer
trainer.
is very different.
Oh, from the live blade. Yep, that's what I heard.
That's why I didn't feel terrible about sending it to you and spoiling it for you, because you still do have things to look forward to with
Oh yeah,
the Weehawk and the Bowie and the Tonto, especially in my opinion.
yeah. Is that where your preference lies? Is the Tonto versus the Bowie or the Weehawk, or?
I mean, it's been a while since I've flipped. Actually, I guess no, it hasn't, because Brandon has a V1 Tonto that I freaking love every time I meet up with him. I think in terms of like flipping, it goes Tonto, Weehawk, Bowie, but in terms of looks, it goes uh, Bowie, Weehawk, Tonto.
Okay. So you like the Tonto the least by way of looks.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of just like straight triangular looking knives. I like my knives to have a little bit of a curve to them,
Okay.
or a little bit of like a swoop, because it feels more knifey to me. You know, something like the Swift T blade, where you've got that. I don't think this is going to show up very well on your stream, but you've
Yeah.
got that swoop there, and it's not just a straight line. I
Gotcha.
really like that. Unfortunately, it just doesn't flip the best, because then you've got a bunch of weird weight distribution and less tip weight and all that stuff. So in terms of flipping, I think the Tonto is definitely the best, but I just don't like how it looks.
Gotcha. I'm a sucker for the look of the Tonto myself. I, Grim says I love
Hey, that's
Bowie, but
fair.
I've heard it flips the worst.
I actually
Yeah,
think the trainer probably flips the worst.
really?
It changes on the day, but most of the time I do actually prefer my Damascus Kraken to that trainer. without the zippy insert. With the zippy insert, they become fairly evenly footed.
Okay.
That tungsten ball gives it does more than you would think
Really?
to the overall balance.
I'm completely floored by how fun it is for the to flip the glider, just because it doesn't have any edges. So when I
Yep.
need it to like when it's going from like here to here, it feels so smooth. Yeah,
Unc is learning
interesting.
about rounded handles.
I
So
am.
actually, does that? Because I would say if you like that for being rounded, your Orions probably are more rounded because they have the chamfering on them that
Yeah,
makes them almost feel round in the hand.
yeah. The Orion S. I've been a big sucker for the octagonal handles, and the just the
Yeah.
way that that rolls around. I have really been singing the praises of that octagonal shape for months now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same way with what I just held up, my Sliff T, which I was going to send you instead of the Stitch,
Hmm.
but I didn't want to send you a live blade because I didn't know how you felt about flipping like actually genuinely sharp knives like that. Although
No
I forgot you
worries.
had the live Orion, so
Yep, yep. That and the rep. So, well, excellent. What a what a day. Um, what a day. Um, let's see. If there was a Japanese Tonto Kraken, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. What's the difference between a Japanese Tonto and just Tonto then?
I am looking. I'm so bad at blade shapes. I'm looking that up right now. It looks like Japanese Tanto just has kind of a curve to it. So instead of just being like a straight line, it kind of swoops a little bit.
Okay, let's see.
I actually agree. I like that a lot more than just a typical straight Tanto.
Mm, I see. All right. Man, so we have gone through everything, right? Nothing, no more mystery things to find in your package, right?
Nope.
That is it. All right, that is
I'm
it.
surprised I
Cool.
managed to keep this spider knife a little bit of a surprise because it just was so obviously like poking out of the front there.
Oh, well, no, nope. It was, yeah, I was oblivious to it.
But
Very,
if you
very
look
much.
under your chair, everyone watching the stream will be receiving a my love and appreciation. I don't know.
All right. That is everything that we have to unbox. Chat is being chat, but not being overly like questiony ish. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I'm not feeling a 3 hour stream today. Um, yeah. In all
Well,
honesty, I want to
that's
get
because
to.
you're
I want
feeling
to
a
get.
6 hour stream, right? Because
No,
when you
no,
because you
no.
messaged me earlier this week and you were like, "Hey, we should do like a freaking 24-hour stream," and I said, "Whoa,
Oh
whoa,
yeah,
Scott, let's
yeah.
pump the brakes there."
Let's pump the brakes on that one. Maybe on the next one. Maybe on the next one. Um, no, in all honesty, it looks like things are things are quieting down, and we've gotten through everything. So, unless you're feeling the need to try to hit a 6 hour stream, Ethan, um,
Absolutely not.
I am definitely feeling like we can be a little over an hour, and we can start wrapping this one up unless people want to jump in with a bunch of questions or anything like that. Ethan, do a pass around for the Seraph.
My Seraph will never touch the mail. There, I told Scott before I sent him out the package, "Hey, there's a few things in my collection never going in the mail ever," and the
Right.
Seraph was one of them.
Jax is back. What you missed, I think, was I got to play around with the spider knife. That I think was the only thing that you missed, Jax.
I saw that sitting in my drawer when I was looking for like cases to send because I didn't know what I was gonna send all these in.
Hmm.
And I saw it sitting there. I was like, I have to find a way to include it, but I cannot have it replace something else. So that case or that
No,
bag was perfect.
I appreciate it. This is going to be a fun experience for my wife to scrapbook. She is a scrapbooker, and yeah, I'm gonna get photos of all of this stuff, and yeah, this is gonna be a fun experience to scrapbook.
Well, I should have sent you like an extra screw or something that you could put on the page
Oh my goodness.
from one of the knives.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the last thing that I would have needed was to find a screw in the bottom of the bag and be like, "Oh crap, Ethan's gonna kill me. What did this go to?" And not be able to find where it goes.
No, I have extras for pretty much everything there except the squid stuff, but that's okay.
Well, awesome. Okay. So I think I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of get us all wrapped up and get everything shut down. First and foremost, though, Ethan, I cannot thank you enough for this entire experience. Everything that you sent, the taking the time to do the collaboration stream. Yeah, this has just been again 7 months ago, 8 months ago. I was sitting here just watching, and months later, I am befriended and sharing the screen with someone that I kind of came into the hobby looking up to. So I cannot appreciate or I cannot voice my appreciation enough.
Oh, I'm happy to do it. And thank you for all of the content that you've thrown out into the community. It's been
Absolutely.
nice seeing people like you and Grim in chat streaming and because I started streaming 2020 late 2021 and back then all I could say is man, I just wish other people did this. I want
Yeah.
to watch what I'm doing but
Right.
have it be someone else. So it's been really nice to see that kind of become an actual thing, especially in an age where I've kind of not been streaming as much. So
Well,
thank you for all
good.
the hard work that you put in on your end as well.
Well, I mean, that's the whole reason why I like streaming is because it's not all that much hard work so long as my computer turns on. Um, it takes the editing out of the whole mix. So, well, all right. I think we have covered everything that there is to cover. It seems like everything is quieting down, which is pretty good. Um, so I think we're all set. Ethan, any closing thoughts? Last brilliant thoughts to share with the stream for the evening?
Not at all.
No. Okay.
Enjoy this stuff, compare it back and forth, have fun with it, and just
Absolutely.
remember to take a final rankings picture or something like that so that we can see how things have changed
I
if they
definitely
do.
will. I definitely will. All right. Well, Ethan, thank you very much for your time. Everybody who was able to tune in, thanks for stopping by. Everybody have a great rest of your evening, a great rest of your weekend. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hi, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Love you.
See ya.